What up, Cal? We in here. What's up, y'all? We can cover up this noggin song. Check, check. 1, 2. Y'all know what it do. Yeah, I don't know where everybody's at, but hopefully we gonna get some people in here in a while. Let me pull this up so I can get in the chat. I invited some great people on here today. Of course, my man Big Ragu, Tribe Wham, and we have a special guest first premiere from the Heart. I'm excited to get to know this guy right here. So hopefully everybody pulls up in the chat to do it like that. Yada da 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 da. I mean, what up, Big Ragu? Mute that out. I sent you the link, Big Ragu, on Twitter. But yeah, good old Friday, man. What y'all got good? Can y'all believe what happened on the San Diego game, man? Lawyer and Musgrove hung in there tough. That was crazy. Almost unbelievable right there. But 2-1. I took the L. Now I got I'm waiting on see what goes on with St. Louis. I see Pujols didn't make that first homer he was attempting to make, but it's all good. But yeah, this is the kickoff for the new MLB monthly contest with the cash prize on the SBR form, man. I like to get some feedback from y'all to know how y'all feel about that, especially those who was rocking with me on the on-site sports app. Nobody's asked me the question yet, but I'm sure somebody's gonna ask me what's gonna go on with the weekly. And unfortunately, since it's not my money being put up, I may not do the weekly, but you guys are welcome to keep doing it on your own. It's not very hard to do. Just go ahead into the contest and friend the people or follow the people that's in the contest and set up your own pool. Shit, invite me. I'll hop in there. Invite me. It's all good. I might not be hosting it, but I'm down to participate. You know. But what's really going on out there on a Friday? Oh, Big Ragu said another stellar day for him and MLB. That's all bad, Big Ragu. But shit happens, man. It's a marathon. It ain't a race. It's a marathon. So need to go and hit y'all up on Twitter. See if we can get y'all over here. Some more of our low bag fam over here to hang out. Let me go ahead and share this on Twitter. I'm live. Now, There's a little tweet I put out. See what happens with that. See if we can get some folks over here to hang out with us on a Friday. I'm sure everybody's not partying today. Some of us little people, we got to stay in the house. Need to hop on that cell phone, see where Wham OG, where you at, Wham? Where you at, Wham? I sent you the link. Hop in here. Englehart, where you at? I sent you the link. Let's get it. Mm. Where's the Englehart? You guys gotta meet this guy, man. He crushed the contest twice. I mean, seriously crushed it. All solid, legit, everything. Let's see here. Oh, Englehart ain't ready yet. Say he'll be home in a bit. We'll give him some time. I got time. Y'all got time. It's all good. But if you haven't signed up for Big Boss MLB Monthly Contest, go over to the SBR forum, click on contest. We are moving up fast in the contest with the most members. We almost the second. Well, we the second one you see now. We almost first. I'm pretty sure we'll be first soon. So as soon as you click contest MLB, you'll see us right there. It's going down, man. And make sure once you get in there, make sure you put something up on the wall, man. Put a little chat or something up on the wall. Let us know you stopped by and that you in there. I seen a lot of. Let's take a look at it. I seen a lot of good people in there. Let's take a look and see who is in there now. Last time I checked, it was about 90 people in the contest. Let's see if we moved up a little bit. Oh, yes, 98. Got 98 people in the contest. CT Bays, Red Girl, um, Rod Zawacki, Mr. Parlay. I'm thinking that's probably Parlay Poppy. Tease. He's a real good capper too. He did some stuff, and Big Ragu's in there. Jimmy the Bag, Flipper, Ski Profit, myself. So we in there. It's going down. But yeah, I'm gonna wait on my folks, Big Ragu, to come over. Maybe we could talk about something interesting. Nothing but crazy crimes and stuff going on here in LA. Folks getting shot by the cops and folks shooting each other for no reason. It's hectic out here, but it is what it is. Cut my bandwidth up some. There we go. I look a little crisper with the green screen. Let me know if y'all really want to see me with a background or keep the green screen. They're having a ball on SBR with the green screen.
Hola!
What up, child? Is that the Big Ragu in the building? What's
How
up,
you
Big
doing?
Ragu? I'm all right, man. Just Friday, just lounging. A lot of work got taken care of today, so
That's
just
good.
was on here. Just a lot of work with the new contest, man. I see
Yeah, I
you,
see that. How's the response been so far?
man. We up to like 98 people in there.
Wow.
It's been like
Beautiful.
hours, yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
I gotta go. We're gonna get it going some more. I'm gonna put the pedal to the metal on this one. Try to
Yeah,
make it big. So when we jump back with the NCAA football, it's gonna be bananas.
yeah. That'd be nice. Do a contest for football too when that gets kicked off. But that's great, man. That's great news. 100 people in like a day. That's beautiful. So we
Yeah.
got we got July 1st as a start date, right?
Yeah, July 1st the start date. I gotta get with Drew over there at SBR and see can people sign up after July 1st, because the thing is, I don't know if everybody took a look at the rules, but it's 60. You have to bet at least 60 units. I would say 60
Yeah, there's a
units a month, no
yeah.
more than 120. So if you start late, you still got a chance to bet 60.
Yeah, and that's a good thing too because you don't have to. You can pace yourself. You can if if you want to bet the whole friggin' board one day, you can bet 13, 15 games, and then you don't have to bet any. Or if you want to bet one game and then bet some more toward the later part, you do it when you want.
Yeah,
And when you see your games, you fire. That's it.
it's gonna be chess, not checkers on this one.
Right, right. The way I'm playing baseball now is like hand grenades.
At least you got close, huh? I
Oh
think
my
I
goodness.
think my strategy on it gonna be either 2 or 3 plays a day, and if I get up, I'm definitely gonna stop.
Yeah. Hey, profit isn't a dirty word in this business. You know how that works,
Yeah,
right?
for real.
Yeah, yeah. But anyways, well, that's good. How's your day going today? Pretty good, other than just getting busy.
Other than
Just
that, yeah, I'm a little restless. I tried to
yeah,
take me a midday nap, still couldn't take a nap, but it's all good. I'm
yeah,
up now. I'm probably gonna pour me a cocktail in a minute.
yeah. That sounds like a plan for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna get up early in the morning. I'm gonna go. My son's about 2.5 hours away, so I'm gonna ride. He lives close to the beach down south of Tampa, so he lives in Bradenton, Sarasota area, which is real nice beaches on the west coast over there. So he's been irking me to come down. So he's got his girlfriend's dad. We never met them, so we're gonna meet up with them and have a couple cocktails and just chill on the beach for the day and hang out at night and probably spend a half a day down there. So I'm gonna turn off all phones tomorrow and just get my drink on a little bit and chill.
That's what you deserve that, man. You need
Yeah.
a little R&R.
Hey, amen, brother. Amen. But I love the grind. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I live for it. I get up. I look forward to it every day. Getting on the show with our guys and chopping it up. So it's in your blood. It's in your blood. So I enjoy it. I've been doing it for a long time, just like you. So we keep rolling. Is what we do.
Yeah, I'm learning as I go more and more. It's about balance too. A balance is a big part of it, man. Like I sometimes, especially when I'm in a bad streak, I'll just stop and just not
Yeah.
play for a while. Try to do something different, And then
Yeah.
some days, and I learned this one from my man Flip. Um, you don't have to sit and watch every game, not literally like watch the actual game, but us cappers, we be having that phone and checking them scores just like we watching the game, but we not watching it
Yeah.
live. And you don't got
Right.
to do that every day. That's if you cap it when you cap it, you put your bet in. You can't do nothing about it while the game is playing anyway. So
Right.
you
Right.
might as well relax. Hey, I didn't sit here with
Yeah.
3, 4, 5 bets on the line and watch the movie, man. Just try to
Right.
find that balance.
What by you looking at the score ain't going to change what's going to happen anyway. So, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's I mean, it's just a curiosity thing in most cases. But if you can learn to, like you say, chill and relax and just you got to treat it like a business first. We watch the games because we enjoy them first off, right? Then when we enjoy them a little bit more when we got a little action on them too. So at the same time, if you just shut it off like I'm gonna do tomorrow, I'm gonna shut it off, have a couple cocktails, and then break it down and not even worry about it. But like you talk about the streaks, when you don't hit those games and you got a bad streak going, which we all do it. You just got to take a step back. I tried talking to a guy today in chat, and I told him, he says, "Well, so if you're on a bad streak, he says, you're going to grind your way out of it." I says, "Yeah." I says, "That's true, but I says you got to be smart about it because if you sit there and sometimes you just don't see things, you might be just off a little bit." And you take a step back and then you see things in a different light, clearer picture. We all do it. So I was trying to explain to him. I says, you have to do that once in a while because you just can't sit there and hammer and hammer and hammer because if you might be in, let's say, a rut. If you got to get out of that rut, you got to step out of the rut a little bit, and then you see things differently, and then you just kind of pick up the pieces and go back at it.
Yeah. So did you play any CFL yet?
No, I see you made your first thing I read on Twitter today. Did you win?
Oh, it's on right now.
Oh,
It's a halftime. I got the over 55. It's at 23. So that's 50-50 right there.
yeah, all
But
right.
I don't know how it works over here. I'm just testing the waters. I
Yeah,
actually I bet one yesterday, and I just trailed Jimmy and Ghostster. I trailed them and hit, so I don't really count that as my pick today. I finally found me some place. It was kind of hard to find information. I can't watch the games. It's got some difficult stuff to it, but it's only 9 teams. It seems so conquerable because it's only 9 teams. Like you can't watch the games live, but you can watch the
yeah,
replay. So I got to watch the replay today and really study it on these two teams that I don't know nothing about. But I did see that who is it? Edmonton Eskimos. They got C.J. Gable. Remember C.J. Gable from Georgia?
yeah,
And he was over there doing some stuff. That's kind of lead me to the over two because I said they can run it and they can pass it, but those guys over there, I guess you got to look at it as they didn't make it to the NFL for a reason. Some of them, and they make a lot of mistakes. These supposed to be the top teams. I seen them getting kicks blocked and throwing little interceptions, fumbling punts. I said, oh man,
yeah. Well, who knows how they're Jimmy probably give you a lot more info than we could probably figure out our own, but I mean, with the tendencies of certain teams that where they just like any other league, NFL for that matter, or even college, I'm sure their coaches have their way of coaching these guys and running them through camp and stuff, and who knows how they progress, like this is their first regular season game, or is it how many games they've been playing so far? I know that I heard them talk about the Tiger Cats the other day. The Hamilton Tiger Cats, I guess it was. They were playing somebody, and I think Babano was talking about it. Matter of fact, Babano was saying something about the Tiger Cats, and I don't know if it was an over or if it was a side, but when I went to look at the score, it didn't look good that game. But even them sharp guys up in the Great White North, they just like us capping NFL for them, same difference. And they cap. There's some great handicappers in Canada too. We got Gokster,
yeah,
we got Babano, of course. Jimmy's from Canada. There's Max. Max. What's his name?
Maxwell
Max.
Smart.
Yeah, Maxwell Smart. I mean, they got outstanding cappers in Canada, and I'm sure, they can give you a little insight on, the ins and outs. I mean, I know the rules are different. I know the field's a different size, but they might do some crazy shit on fourth down up there that they wouldn't do in the NFL. So, those are the things those are the little intricacies you got to learn in the game and in the Canadian League.
Yeah, yeah. I was over here with Noli yesterday, and Noli's a real good opportunist. So he was on
Yeah,
there. He was on it too. That guy when he puts his mind to something, oh man, he really
yeah,
crushes it.
yeah. The thing I like about Noli is he's not a high volume type of guy. He'll put his plays out, a few here, a few there. So he's more like a sniper, kind of like Ski is too. Ski's the same way. I know
Yeah,
this, So guards like that, when they put something out there, you should take a good look at it because, that's a good to follow those guys. They're sharp guys also. So you got to respect that.
yeah. They not playing.
Yeah.
They're not playing at all. So,
Yeah.
what you got going on in baseball, man? Any trends or stuff that you like? And I seen today,
Man.
and I was totally agreeing with you too. Like Pitt has been such an over team at the beginning of the year. They were kind of an under team. Then all
Yeah.
of a sudden, they just struck on this over streak. And the
Yeah.
moment I'm like, here's this San Diego team that's been trying to put the bat to the ball and do all this stuff. You got all this, stuff around Machado and all this. I said,
Yeah.
man, this game should easily go over. And Jimmy threw me off on the show today because he was like, good job at getting it at 8.5. I'm like, and I seen it at 9.5. I said, was I tripping? Was it really at 8.5? I had to go back and look. And sure enough, I had capped the game last night. So for a while last night, it was at 8.5. By the time it came this morning, it was 9. I couldn't believe it jumped to 9.5. And then you get a 2-1 game. How shitty is that? But yeah, it's a wild thing with those baseball, man. But it's that, like I said, we was talking about the other day. It's the time of the season where I'm about ready to jump off of baseball, but I'm hanging in there. I know it's gonna get way crazy in July. Where you at, Ragu? We lost you. I don't know. Yeah, I think we lost Big Ragu. Holla back, holla, 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 holla back. But yeah, we waiting around for the Englehart two-time winner of the weekly tournament. Really looking forward into having a conversation with this guy. Um, I'd like to know a lot more about him as a capper. He's definitely a low bagger and some more stuff. I guess we officially lost Big Ragu. Yeah. Let me see what's going on over on Twitter. Yeah. It looks like we got another touchdown over on the Canadian football thing. Touchdown dance. We got 17-12. That's 29. We getting up there. We still got some more to go, but it's all good. Let's see. Where is the Engelhard? Where did my Twitter go? Oh, it's over here. Twiz Knitter. Well, that's a good thing. We got a touchdown over there. That helps out a lot. Let me see here. So yeah, we just sitting around waiting on the Engelhard. I told this guy I was gonna come on today so he could make his debut. I think I heard he was talking with Jimmy. I asked him when he get on here about coming on the show live as well too. So we're gonna get the background story on him. You know how we do it right here on Who-Bangin Sports. We get the background stories on the Cappers. Get to know a little bit about who they are, where they at, what they do, what they like to do, what they don't like to do. Do they like jazz? Do you like jazz? Ah, I don't know. But yeah, it's all good. Let's see. I need to see some scores too. Let me check in on some scores. Oh, they kicked the extra point in that one too. So we got a solid 30 on the board. So we got 23, 3 touchdowns and some extra stuff to go on that one, which is not bad. Now let's take a look at the MLB. Ay, ay, ay. Haven't took a look at this Angels game. Okay. St. Louis 2-1. This is what I'm talking about. 6th inning, they up. This is where the bullpen steps in and edge this one out for St. Louis. I like that. Kind of mad they scored in the 1st inning though, but I had a 1st inning no score. But it's all good. It's all good. And I missed jumping on Samardzija today. I always play my old Notre Dame tight end right there. He's been doing pretty good this year, here and there when I played him. And I missed him today. Should have played him though, first 5. San Francisco up 2-0. We'll see how that plays out. Might have saved me some money after all. I might be losing money. It's all good. But yeah. See who's up in there in the chat. Absolutely nobody. We've been on for 25 minutes. I know we can give my man Eagle Heart another 10 minutes. Pour myself a cocktail. Honey, she's not listening to me. Ski Profit. What's up, Ski? Not talking about much today, Ski. So I was gonna send you the invite, but we know Ski, you be like, hey, what we talking about? We ain't talking about nothing today, Ski. But I'll send you the link if you want to hop in. I'll go ahead and send you the link on Twitter. Or if not, it's all good. I appreciate you pulling up in the chat. I'm rocking a two-man band right now, but it's all good. Waiting on the Englehart, two-time winner of the Who-Bangin Sports Weekly Contest. Let's see if I can. Yeah, not doing much, Ski, but I went ahead and sent it to you anyway, man. Knowing you, you probably out having a good time on a Friday. You ain't sitting in the house twiddling your thumbs like me. Old school. Oh, we got Bird Girl in the building. Talking about is she ready for the big three? What you know about the big three, Bird Girl? You know, Ice Cube and the big three. Is that the big three you talk about? You talk about some Laker stuff. Oh yeah, I don't know about that phone thing either, Ski. I, for a while, I seen when I just logged in. It's been a while since I got on Hangout, but it said something about Hangout is going to be discontinued after this year. So better enjoy it while we can. Probably going to be a cost, always at a cost. Bird Girl in there being smart. She said enough. Okay, to speak on it then. Who's your favorite team in the Big Three? Talk about it. I don't know where Big Ragu went, but he said he's gonna be enjoying this weekend, so it's all good. And I don't know where my man OG Wham is at. I need to hop on the cellular device to catch up with that brother. So let's see here. Ingo Hart, where you at? Where you at? So Lowbag LA is going to San Diego for the month of July with my man Paco Hilly over there. What's up, Buck Nasty?
What up, man? Shit.
We got Big Ragu back.
What the fuck?
What happened, Big Ragu?
My phone died, man.
Oh.
Well, you know when I seen you run, I was sitting on the couch and I said, I'll just tie on my phone. I didn't even check the battery and the motherfucker died. I apologize.
Shit happens, man. It's all good. Like I said, man, we're gonna be doing these Friday night hangouts as long as we can. I seen the little message said the hangouts might be ending, but that never stops me. But
all right. So, anyways, I popped the iPad on and I'm back with a little different look, or whatever. So, back in the chat.
There you go. Oh, I got.
Who's out there now?
Let me see who's out there. We got Bug Nasty in the chat. Bird Girl talking about Ice Cube's big three. I don't think they let us wager on that big three stuff. And we had my man C stop by for a little while. He was gonna hop on with us, but he he's mobile right now, so he doesn't have a device to hop on with us.
Yeah,
But
well, I had to even plug the iPad in too, so I got my phones there out. So I'm on 100% juice with no earphones and no headphones. So hopefully we don't get no feedback.
oh, you sound all right. You sound all right.
All right,
You
good,
sound you
good.
sound good. It's all good.
That's
But
good.
yeah. So college football. So anything you studied so far, college football that you gonna be looking out for or trending for the season coming up?
Well, we had that little review we did on that book as far as little. I didn't really do a lot of studying into the individual conferences, but just going forward from last year, I kind of like you said, the Big 12 is like one of my favorite conferences to bet. I think it's going to be a pretty prime conference. I know they're talking possibly about Oklahoma, but I think if I remember what you said, didn't you mention something about Jalen Hurts? You didn't think he was going to be the answer for those guys over there in Oklahoma?
Yeah, I don't I wasn't I mean Jalen Hurts. Let's go and he falls in the same category as Wimbush who's going over there to UCF too. They were young freshmen. They got thrown in the game to expected to perform. When you that young, you coming out of high school. Let's get deep into it, right? You ain't had as many girlfriends. You ain't experienced this or that or whatever. So you kind of green. And if the coach set you up for success, you're gonna go in there and do what the coach say. And these guys benefited off of doing what the coach say. But second year, as they go along. Injuries, more girlfriends, more hype, all the stuff starts settling in. They start getting the mind of their own. And Wimbush really makes really bad decisions on the football field now that he's thinking for himself. That first year, he was put in isolated, rolled out where he, might have cocked it back and made a good play. But his second year, he started to get out there and couldn't decide if he wanted to run or pass or whatever. And same thing with Jalen Hurts. In that championship game, when the walls came crushing in on him, he got crushed and
Yeah,
lost his. I mean, I don't see how much success you can look into a guy who lost his position during the championship game.
yeah. Well, I mean, I think a lot. I'm not gonna say a lot of it has to do with. Oh, I can't put all the onus on him. I can put a good portion of it, but some of it you got to put it on the coach too. And I just think in that particular game, when Alabama was looking bleak, and if it wasn't for Tua, they would have definitely never won the game because he made the big play. As a matter of fact, I think that game saving through the playbook out the window says, "Go on, kid, make it happen." Put them on the field, and they just gunsling the ball around the field and made some unbelievable throws. But I got to put some of that on the coaching too because they got their asses handed to them by the other side. The other sideline did a number on them. But then they made the adjustments coming out the half to kind of counteract that with the change on the side of the quarterback. But I'm with you. I don't think he's going to be the big answer for Oklahoma. Matter of fact, in the magazine they got him predicted fifth in the conference, and a lot of people are already talking national championships. Alabama possibly matching up with Oklahoma. I'm like, nah, I don't see that happening anytime soon. But you never know. I mean, they'll probably make a run in that conference. The big game for them is like we talked about the other night. It's going to be Oklahoma, Texas. Both teams should be sitting in a pretty good spot when they meet up. About halfway. I think it's probably a fifth or sixth game. If I got to go back and look, but they'll be primed for that game. That's the big circle game on their schedule every year. So, and I really like Texas this year to come back even stronger than last year. The quarterback they got, Sam Ellinger, he's a hell of a quarterback. He's a gamer. I mean that was probably one of the best football games I watched all last year, pro and college. Was the Oklahoma Texas game last year? That was an unbelievable football game.
Now with Oklahoma too, Big Ragu, you got to think about this is a team that likes to play offense and a little bit of defense. Even though last year they was a lot more stronger because the defense played better than the year before, and we got my man Ski in the house too. Um, Even though they played a little better than they did before, that's not their forte to play defense. Now you got Jalen coming from an Alabama team who plays defense and everything, and then hopping over here. Let me get my man Ski in here. What up, Ski?
What up, y'all? I guess I got this mobile joint to work, so I'm in here with y'all. What's going on, fellas?
You in there, Ski? Oh, I've been dying. In LA right now, we hear everything about the Lakers and what's going on, the draft and all that. It means nothing to me. It means nothing to me until I hear what my man Ski has to say. So what's up with the Lakers? What's your analysis on this Laker deal right here?
Hey, I started at my little YouTube as well, and I went live as soon as the trade went down. I wasn't happy. That's my man Lonzo. I don't want to see him go. And Lakers giving an arm and a leg. We being thirsty, man. I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling the thirstiness from Jeannie. At this point, I'm feeling like she might need to step down. Shit, I don't know.
Put
uh,
sale,
take Genie,
Yeah, I'm.
take Genie out the picture, and who we gonna put in there? Magic.
Hey, I heard a theory though. Tell me what you think about this. I heard this from one of my coworkers. This is a little while ago. This was more when Magic stepped down. He said that it's gonna come out eventually. He said TMZ or somebody gonna catch it. But he said Jeannie and Rob, they got something going on. They messing with each other, and that's why she giving him the leash and let him do whatever he want. So I don't know what y'all think about that, but I can see that going down.
Hey, look at your boy Phil Jackson. He did his thing with the staff back in the day, so I couldn't put it past him at all. It's LA. That's what they do. Big money come together and do nasty things.
Hey, I want to ask y'all two fellas real quick. I'll let y'all do y'all thing, but I know y'all be going to Vegas, making y'all little trips out there, man. When's the next one? When y'all? I want to try to catch one with y'all.
Um, I really was planning to go if until the thing came up in Miami. I definitely wanted to get out there either the first or second week of pro football, man. But um, you know, we got to go on a winter circle trip, man. I really got to hang with the guys and go on a winter circle. Like, me, I'm always down for a Vegas trip. Y'all tell me the date, we can put it together, carpool, piece up on the room, whatever we got to do. My man, Big Ragu, he got his annual trips. He come down anyway. I don't know. You got any annual trips coming up soon, Ragu?
yeah. I'm usually out there 2 or 3 times a year, but I usually get out there for the Breeders' Cup, which is it's the last week of October. Matter of fact, it's Halloween Day when I'm coming this year, so it's going to be the 31st. For those 4 or 5 days, and you'll have the NBA rolling, hockey, football, basketball, college football. I mean, it's like a smorgasbord for sports. That's like the best weekend of the year if you want to get down on a game, and maybe game 5, 6, or 7 in the World Series will probably be being played right around that time too. But usually October. Then I usually get out there for the Super Bowl and then March Madness. So it's usually like 3 times a year I'm out there for that.
What you think about that date, Ski? That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, that sounds good to me, man. And shit, I'm trying to eventually in the next probably year or so, I might move to Vegas, bro. So I'm trying to make the moves with y'all whenever y'all could get out there, whenever we could go. That date sound like a cool time for me. NBA, MLB playoffs, NFL, shit,
Yeah, I'm on.
everything going on. So I'm feeling that. I'm with that, bro.
I also seen that summer league in Vegas is from like the 15th or the 10th or something like that in July. I'm looking forward in a few weeks to going on a midweek trip to Vegas, like a Wednesday and a Thursday or something. If
Yeah,
you're interested in going up for that.
Hey, Wednesday is perfect, bro. I actually need to be in Vegas to do some stuff on Wednesday, so that's perfect for me.
Hey, let's make it happen. I'm gonna look at because those summer league game, we probably can catch one of those or catch some tickets. I heard somebody got some plugs on some tickets or something, but we can catch one of those summer league games and play a little baseball while we out there.
Hell yeah, I'm down. I'm about to I'm down for
hey,
that for sure.
oh,
Just let
boss,
me
I
know.
face.
What's up, Big Ragu?
Yeah, I heard. Hey, hang on 1 second. I gotta take this call. Hang on.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Oh yeah, so yeah, that's cool right there, Ski. I'm with it. But we definitely
Big
maybe
D.
we need to make the big winter circle meet up out there in October where we have a lot of time to plan for it.
For sure, for sure. And I see you got your monthly contest going. It's about to be jigging.
Hey man, I appreciate you from getting in there. We've been getting everything all good right now. We almost to 100 people in there. SBR put up the cash. One of the only cash MLB contests is on the forum. Um, everybody, I appreciate everybody indulging in the chat. That's a big thing over there on the forum is the chat, and everybody came in and did their thing. I'm excited, man. I'm gonna start pushing the line every day, trying to get many people in there. I got a small goal of people I'm trying to get in there, and hopefully, this is a 2 month trial. If I do well, we probably get an NCAA pool with a big, $1,000, $2,000 type prize on it or something like that. Do it big. But yeah, appreciate you from jumping in there, man. So we was talking about that earlier about cause did you take a look at the rules? I'm sure you took a look at the rules. You have to bet at least 60 units for the month, no more than 120 units. What's gonna be your strategy on that one?
Um, I don't really got no strategy. Honestly, I'm just gonna pick the games as I see them. The past couple days, I went through like I don't know if you follow Greg Peterson, but he bet every game like side and total on a day. And I joined your other contest kind of late, and I joined on like the last day, and I had to bet like all the games to damn near try to catch up. So I know I'm not gonna wait to do that again because that didn't go too well for me. I'm gonna try to just pick like 2 or 3 games a day, maybe a side, my favorite total, and maybe one other bet if I can make one. Just maybe 2 to 3 plays a day. Just keep it safe.
I did see that you on one of those days you had like a 7-0 day on the last week on the app, or was that this week?
Yeah, you know what? It was this past week. I started off. See, that's the thing. You know how the contest you had go from like it end on Tuesday, right? Or start on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I had got in that one late on like Monday, 0 units. I see people in there up 75 units. So I'm trying to catch up. I pick like every game I can. I started off 7-0. I was good money. I end the night. I don't think I won another game. So I'm not gonna do that again.
That sounds like me. I could reel off 12 in a row, but I can go ahead and lose 16 in a row the next day. So yeah,
That's
I
how
like
it goes.
style. We just got through talking about you how you're like the assassin coming in there sniping, taking one game here, taking one. It's fantastic, bro. I really like it. I like your style, man. I like your style a lot.
Hey, you'll beat yourself, Ragu. Everybody got their own thing they do, and everybody's successful. So I'm happy we all winning.
That's it. We all work
Yeah.
good together. Share the info and put it out there. So that's good. No, I'm sorry I had to take it was my son calling me. I told you I was going down there to the beach tomorrow, so he had to try to get me some details before I left. So it's all good.
Yeah, I know I got a dad too. You got to give him his daddy do list. Hey, daddy, make sure you bring some of this, some of that, and some of this.
Usually when them phone calls come, it's like, what do you want now?
Hey,
That's what.
Ragu, you don't play with them horses. You got them in the background and everything.
Yeah, man. I got the Godfather. I got my man over there. I got. This is American Pharaoh, right? American Pharaoh over here. Seattle Slew up there, and Secretariat on that big one. Now the Secretariat poster. My wife, she used to go to Belmont all the time with her dad, and the jockey signed that to her. Ron Turcott was his name. Matter of fact, I'm sure DJ's dad knew about Ron Turcott. My dad used to go to track too, like crazy. But anyways, yeah, that's a nice poster. That'd be worth some money one day with his autograph on that. That's a big time poster there.
Yeah, in case you didn't know, Ski, that's like having like Jordan, Will Chamberlain, like in horse Seattle Slew and all that. That's like the greats of the horses.
Yeah.
But hey, you got to know this though, Ragu. Ski's pretty good at the horses. If it's only just Captain the Capper, he's doing an excellent job. Every time he went to the track, he's cashed.
Listen, when y'all were out at Low Bag LA, I seen them hitting some horses out there. Everybody had their beers, walking around their beers, having a good time. But I heard you guys hit some races out there. I heard Ski hit one. I heard you hit an exacta, so that's good. Yeah, that's good stuff.
I don't know if it's beginner's luck or what, but I've been to the track a few times and I done had some success. So I
There
guess
you
I
go.
try to keep it going.
Natural born killer, man. Whatever he touches, turn to gold. I like it.
Well, the track. The track is wild, man. It can be broken down so many ways. It can be all about numbers. It can be all about a lot of stuff, and
Yeah.
a lot of the intricate details that separates the good guys from the bad guys are a lot of natural habits that you have, Ski. Like just being precise, not trying to win every race, but try to win the right ones. There's a lot of good attributes. You might want to take it up, but you're doing good at what you do right now. Don't worry about that at all. Maybe when you get about 50 or 60,
Hey,
retire, you ain't got nothing to do, you go hang out the track with the old guys.
wait, listen, we're not going to wait for Ski to retire. We're going to get him part of the retirement program, right? We're going to bring him on board. We're getting a handicap contest, posse up, and then we're going to take down about $1 million prize in Vegas come January.
There you go. That sounds good.
Yeah, but you got those contests. They have big handicapping contests and horses too, but you have to win your way into those. So basically, what you do is you compete in like little online contests, and you get like an entry into the bigger contests, and then everything is paid for once you get to the big contest, and you might compete against anywhere from, let's say, 500 to 1,000 people, and you got a shot to win, let's say, anywhere between 750 and $1.5 million. Not too shabby for a couple of days work.
Got you. Hey, question for you. I know
Yes.
you do college football too, Ragu, and it's
Yeah.
like 1,001 teams on in college, bro. So when you doing that, how you approaching it? I know you probably been watching for a long time, but for somebody who like I watch NFL, I watch NBA, I follow them sports for a long time. I never really followed college. So what could you tell me? Should I like take down a section at a time or like a conference at a time? Or how should I approach trying to get into the college game?
Well, you could take a page right out of our man's book right there. He's a Mountain West expert where he does it best. That's his slogan. But I would take a conference that you could actually get some good information on. Like we were talking about it the other day. There's a ton of teams, like you say, and then most of the information, depending on where you look, you're always going to have all the information you want on the Alabamas and the Clemsons and those types of teams. But the sharp betters, the sharp guys, like somebody like yourself, would be interested in some of the smaller schools. Not to say that's where you want to go first, but the lines are usually softer on the smaller conferences, because there's so many, like you said. It's just like when NCAA basketball comes out. You have all these teams all over the place. And it's hard for them to really make sharp lines. And as the season goes, they get tighter and whatnot. But I would suggest, maybe looking at maybe 2 or 3 conferences, maybe something regional that's close to home, and then just start breaking those conferences down because you're going to have a lot of stuff in the local media. You can go online and read stuff about them. So get yourself familiar with like a couple conferences, and just break it down. Then when you start getting familiar with those conferences, you can start branching out a little bit, and then you can start looking at different stuff. So you don't want to overwhelm yourself at first. Just kind of take it slow, like you say, take it down a couple conferences at a time. Maybe you can look at the Mountain West, like DJ looks at, maybe the Pac-12, and then what happens as you study these football conferences, you'll know that the conferences have different tendencies on their style of play. So it'll like me, we talked about it this a little while ago. I like the Big 12 because they play a high power offense, and they do play a little bit of defense too. So you have contrasting styles. It's just when those teams cross one another, you can see how they match up. And then also you have like the Pac-12. I know they don't play a lot of defense out there. It's mostly offense. So they don't stop nobody. And then sometimes you get these teams that are bad. They can't get out of their own way, and that's in a lot of conferences has those too. But like in the SEC, they play a lot of tough defensive, low scoring games, and then you got the teams that when they get the mismatches, it turns into it becomes a lopsided game. So it just break it down by conference. I would start with definitely with like maybe 2 conferences. Start with that and then go from there.
And one last question, maybe you can answer too, Big Boss. Just kind of talking about a difference between pro and college and how to break them down. But I think from what I've been noticing in college, I mean, because the players come in and out so much and they change so much, it's more so just like capping the coach and like the scheme. Like how the teams tend to play. They plug the players into their system and play the same way, no matter who the players are. Would you guys agree with that?
I would say absolutely. Um, the difference between college and pros is the pros is really about the players. It's really about which players they have, combined with the coach, the team, the whole thing. College football is definitely all about a system, and you could study Alabama. If you go deep into Alabama, even though you see Alabama win all these games and they have all these great players, you'll find out that some of those players don't have a lot of longevity in the pros and different stuff. And it's not because they're not that good, it's because they were good under Saban's system. And that's the same thing I was talking about earlier with Ragu about Jalen Hurts, the quarterback over there, and going over to Oklahoma, you changing two totally different systems. So you gotta, it's definitely about the systems, not the players. There's always a young guy sitting on the edge of the bench waiting to get in as soon as somebody get injured or go down. So it's very difficult to stay on the players if you do want to go from a player angle, you want to find a guy. You want to find those Saquon Barkleys and those Ezekiel Elliott's who are just man childs in college. And you can tell like this young kid is 21, 22 years old, but he's ready to play football with 30-year-olds and people with kids and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, you definitely cap the systems, not the players. But I would say for me, because of course, I played football. It all grown from a love of the sport. And I would say find yourself 3 teams. It could be in the same conference, different conference, whatever, that you kind of like a little bit, for whatever reason. Maybe you like their uniforms. Maybe you like that they're a big school. Maybe you like that they're an educated school. And then as you each school has a legacy to how they play. Like I'm a Notre Dame fan, and I have a lot of edges because of the style of play. The line setters are reading the numbers, and all they can do is read the numbers and react on that. Me, I could tell you, hey, we're not the type of team that want to blow this team out. If you look at Oklahoma, they want to beat you by 50. You look at teams like SC, they want to beat you by 50. You look at teams like Stanford, you look at teams like Notre Dame, they just want to win the game by 6 or 7. They want to play strong and tough and have defense and offense and balance. So yeah, I could go on and on about that stuff, but yeah, find you some good teams, man. My son, even though my whole house is Notre Dame, he fell in love with Ohio State, and he's only 18 years old, and he could tell you, the line and everything about Ohio State. So yeah, it's just a matter of time, though. Take your time with it.
Yeah, DJ's right. When he's talking about certain teams want to blow certain other teams out, and it's all about the coaching tendencies too. Like a lot of times, depending on where these guys came from and who they're playing against, sometimes coaches have mad respect for one another. So even though they might have the talent on the other side and the tools and the system, they might be, let's say, a 20-point favorite or 24-point favorite. Deep down inside that this guy's not going to blow that guy out by that many points. So that's just something you learn as you go along too. That's why if you want to look at a system, you look at you talk about reload. How the players plug into a system. The key factor there when you're talking about the system is you got to look at the coach first, and then is that the coach's first year there? So realistically, they don't have a system for that school yet, but the coach has a way that he likes to coach. So one thing I like to do, and I tried this last year with Chip Kelly, and it backfired on me. They always say, excuse me, they always say in college football, you never bet a first year coach early in the season. You play him later in the season because he'll have some experience under his belt, and then the players will start to rally, and they'll play a little bit tougher as the year goes on. So that's a little tidbit. If you're looking into the programs, like there's a lot of first year coaches this year. We were talking about it earlier yesterday, actually. So there's probably at least a good 12 to 14 first year coaches. So if you get a little program like the one we looked at the other day, it'll tell you like right in the program tells you how many years the coach has been there, how many sophomores, seniors, juniors. And another thing is you always want to. It's always better if a team has more seniors on it because that's leadership on the squad. So if you got a young team with a bunch of freshmen and sophomores, and a new coach, that's like an automatic stay away for me.
I tell you, Ski, a good one is UCLA for you right now. Especially if you merge it in right now. Chip Kelly has a whole story behind him. He came to the Pac-12. He started the run and shoot offense as is played today. He left for
Hey, they
NFL.
sucked, didn't they?
They did, but they sucked on purpose. They gave this guy time. This guy is upset about everybody taking everything he did. He's coming back into the same conference that he changed himself, and everybody's using his tools against him. But they did suck towards the beginning of the year, and like Ragu said, they got it together a little bit towards the end and started getting some wins in. But for a local LA thing, I can't stand USC, so I never tell you to be on their side. But yeah, I think you should check out UCLA. They got some good things coming up. But then I got a buddy that's alumni over there, and he said that they like a 9-2, 10-1 team. They're not trying to win the title. They just trying to have good years. So good team to watch. UCLA coming out this year.
Excuse me, I can tell you about a horror story last year. You go up the road from where I live, there's a school up there called Florida State University, and they couldn't get out of their own way last year. They were bad. Had a first-year coach who was a good coach. Matter of fact, he was out in Oregon after Chip left, Willie Taggart. I mean, he came from a Western Kentucky, which he turned that program around. They were like a 2-win program, and within 2-3 years, he had them like winning like 10, 11 games, which, maybe 1 loss, 2 loss, like 8. First year, I think he won 3 games. In the second year, he won like 7. Then he won like 10. But then, he went to Oregon, stood there a year, then went to FSU, and it was a disaster. I mean, they were bad. They were really, really bad. But the thing was, it wasn't that the coach was bad. I mean, he made some crazy decisions with the personnel he had, but he wasn't equipped to run his offense with the players he had, because here we go again. It was part of Jimbo Fisher's recruits. So he ran his offense one way. So he's got all these linemen and running backs who run a different system, and it was like total chaos. So they could never get nothing going on offense the whole year. I mean, I think they had more negative yards rushing in some games than they had, positive yards. It was a bad look.
I kind of pay attention to Florida State.
Yeah.
At least a couple of the past years. And I know one year, I think not this year, but the year before, their quarterback got hurt, and then they relied on like their defense, right? The corners were doing good, having like pick sixes.
Yeah.
And then last year, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. He got hurt in the first game against Alabama. That was Francois. Anyways, he wound up transferring this year. I think he went down the Florida Atlantic. So now they got another quarterback. They got a kid named Blackman he weighed about $160. Kid was, he was a true freshman 2 years ago when the kid got hurt, like you were talking about, and they threw him in there, and he held his own the whole season. Every time he got hit, I thought he was going to break in half. Because these guys are coming hard. These big 280-pound guys coming across the line, and this kid weighed about $160. And when they hit him, man, they looked like they wanted to break, like I said, kill him. But he developed to a nice little quarterback. Now, he's been in the weight room, and I think he'll be good this year if they can, improve on that system that they had from last year. Because, like I said, anything is going to be an improvement this year to what they did last year. So they still finish near the top, because Clemson's going to pretty much rule that division.
Yeah, I remember the good old Charlie Ward, the good old Florida State days. Sometimes I'm still scarred by that, and that's why I be taking the dog ass team sometimes.
He beat Nebraska in the national championship that one year, like 10-9, real low scoring game. And he wanted to play ball for the Knicks afterwards.
Yeah, he was a smart guy. He got some longevity out of going over there to the Knicks like that.
I him a couple of years ago, as a matter of fact. I seen him in Tallahassee. I want to say about 2 or 3 years ago. I was when my son graduated. He was up there. He was up there doing something, like during the football. I think it was homecoming or something. He was there for that. Still looks good. Look a little gray now, but he's great shape.
Hey, those athletes, they eat the finest food. They have the best women. They have all the great conditions to live a long time. But sometimes the money and the fame just crushes them mentally.
He's a sharp cat. He invested his money too. He wasn't stupid. He didn't go out and blow it. So he did good for himself.
Yeah, that's what's up. So, any teams that you're going to be high on or low on? What about this Louisville team? You think Louisville step back in action? My man Wham had me so low on the. I thought I had a little faith in Louisville last year, and he was like, "Man, why are you putting your money on that team?" And I took one last loss, and I cashed back 3 in a row, fading Louisville. So I don't know what you think about Louisville this year. I feel like they haven't never really. They had the good quarterback there for a couple years that kind of put them on the map a little bit, but they never really been that good. I don't know if they are. You think that's a program that want to beat somebody or what?
That's a good upset-minded program, especially when they play Florida teams, because a lot of kids play in that program. They get recruited from Florida. The kids that don't go to, Miami and Florida State, they wind up going to play at Louisville. I know the coach. I got to look at see if he's still up there. I don't think. I'm trying to think who the coach was from last year that was up there, but I know prior years gone by, they've always been a tough beat for a lot of the Florida teams. I know Florida State. Every time they used to play them, they used to play them pretty tough when they played Florida State because a lot of those kids they played high school ball together, and then they meet up in Louisville or in Tallahassee wherever they might play. But Louisville is one of those teams that could sneak up and bite you. I wouldn't like laying wood with them a lot, but when they were underdog, they were a good underdog bet. Just depending on what the number was. If it was a short number, then short for a reason. But I know when they had what was the kid's name? We went to Teddy Bridgewater, right? That's the kid we're talking about. Yeah. He was that kid. He was the whole team basically as far as the offense was concerned, and they're usually pretty good defensively. So they get pretty good. They don't get the 4 and 5 star recruits. They get like the 3 stars and 2 stars. They play a motivated game when they play the bigger teams. That's what I would say.
Yeah, and they had that kid. I think it was Lamar Jackson or something like that. I think they had that kid too.
Yeah, Bridgewater. What do you play, Bridgewater? I'm trying to think now.
Yeah, I forget. But yeah, Lamar Jackson. They had him for like 3 years, and that kind of kept him head above water. But he left, and they left too. But man, I was waiting on the Englehart to do this exclusive interview, and he said he got a little busy. I don't think he's gonna show up. We've been on for about a solid hour, man. I just wanted to hang out for a little while with my fellas. I really had a good time. Just me, you, and Ski. This could be a conference call, and I'll do it again and again and again, man. Just hanging out with the good cappers.
All right, buddy. Well, listen, you have a great weekend, and I'm sure we'll cross our paths pretty soon.
Hey, do me a favor. Cut that phone off, right? Have plenty of cocktails and enjoy yourself in the weekend with your son, man.
You got it, my man. You do the same. Peace.
All right.
Hey, don't forget that thing should be coming your way tomorrow, so look out for it.
All right, for sure. We definitely get on next week and test that out with the Lindsley magazine.
Yeah, you got it. Sounds good.
All right.
Bye.
Peace.